Okay guys, so I chose like the busiest hour to come and do this video. If you can hear the traffic, this is my backyard and it faces a very busy street out there. So anyway, so every year, or maybe a couple times a year, I show you guys a little bit of my garden. I have mentioned in my videos I'm not doing much this year. It's been busy. My husband's, you know, deployed, and whenever he comes back we will get to it, hopefully next month. But for now, I have a little dead plant to show you here. I'm just going to show you some of the different plants. I recorded some of this earlier because my cherry blossoms, well, not cherry blossoms, actually they're still blooming. Actually, I can show you that in a minute. My stone fruit were blooming and I was like, I need to show those real quick. So we're just going to start, and I'll probably head over to the other side of the yard and then splice in. Actually, let's go ahead and splice in that part now, the one I recorded earlier. But just real quick, this is a little fairy garden. You know, some things are still doing really well. I hardly ever water this. I forget. It's been raining. Everything you see right now is just from the rainwater. Like, I haven't been watering things quite yet. And then, of course, this guy died. So we'll see if it comes back. I don't even... It was cool, right? But, you know, our little... Guys, that little violet, what is it? I forget. Still going strong. But let me head over... Let's look at the figs. I'll be right back. Well, no, again, I'm so crazy. I filmed the other part like 3 or 4 days ago, so if you're not familiar with my home and whenever I share the garden stuff, I am in San Diego County in a town called San Marcos. I think it's zone 10A or 10B, something like that. I'll put that in the title. I don't really recall. So I have a lot of tropicals. I'm not going to do a lot of veggies this year. Like I said, I'm just going to maintain my trees basically. So we'll check out the things that I filmed earlier, and then I'll start with the figs after that. Probably the worst time of the day for me to start showing these things, but honestly, if I wait one more day, my little blooms might not be there anymore. So we'll just start garden tour here because, yeah. So yes, this is a, oh my gosh, this is a nectarine, and her blooms are just coming in. But look at that, and look how pretty they look all together. This little guy, that little guy, that little guy. But they're all different. This is a dwarf peach, and this is a nectazy, which is like a nectarine peach. I can't remember combo. Honestly, I don't know if it got cold enough this year to actually give me fruit, like for them to stay on. Now, having said that, look at this little fruit. But she might just fall off, so we will see. There's another one there. And this is so awesome because last year she did put out some blooms, especially this one, and they were all doubles, like doubles, and you're supposed to knock those off, but literally every single one was a double. So those two are singles, and that makes me very happy. That also lets me know I need to give her a little humic acid kind of based fertilizer, because I do get that leaf curl, peach leaf curl. It doesn't look very nice, but it's not the biggest deal, you know. Usually I just clip off the ones that are ugly, and then it's fine later. Now let's see how this one's doing. I can see like the little fruit there kind of forming, so we'll see. Yeah, I just don't know that it got, like I said, cold enough. And then this guy, she's giving me nectarines, but not as many. And you know, this is the third season, I think, with these two, and she's from last year, so this will be the second season with her. Oh, another thing I just want to show you guys that's so funny. My ground yard kale, whatever you want to call it. So what happened is we had kale growing over here, and this is such a mess. I told you guys I'm not going to do my flower beds this year. I'm just going to take care of my existing plants. But look at this kale. Oh my gosh, I need to start using that. And see this one? Oh, I have a little buddy there. Oop, it was a lizard. We have lizards all over. I love them. This, when they goes to seed, there he goes. There he goes. Ah, he just took off. He's so fast. Last year when the kale went to seed, I was like, you know what? I'll let it do its thing, and it actually makes like a little seed pod. It looks like this. Kind of looks like for this one's not just a flower, it actually makes like these pods. It looks like a string bean or something, but it's smaller. So I let him do that, and then I cut them off, and then I threw them down over here because, you know, laziness. I was like, well, I'm gonna let it sit here because it was driving me nuts. I threw them here. I'm like, let them dry out a little bit, and then I'll grab the pods. And so having done that, of course, they drop seeds there, and seeds start growing. So every time I mow around them. See, there's a little grass in here, there's a little weed in there, but look how healthy this is. I don't even do anything to it to manage it, not even the other one, but it just cracks me up that it's growing there. I'm like, how come the gophers aren't eating that? They eat everything else. But not in the garden beds because they're fine, but like all the other, you know, clover and things that are growing in the grass. But it's so funny. So yeah, they're there. Now let's go look at the front yard right quick, because I think it's nice. The sun's kind of setting right now. I'll show you some of the plants that are growing there. As soon as I step out, I have these 2 pomegranates. Funny enough, I know that might be hard to see. This is their 3rd season maybe, yeah. And this one already has a little bloom coming up. So what happens with this though, it's it gets cold, it gets hot here in Southern California, like in the 80s or high 70s, and then it's in the 30s at night, and it was in the 60s. So I feel like the plants always like start waking up and then they're like, wait, not time. So they're blooming, or you know, it's getting its little greenery back. But I don't know, we'll see how it does. Last year I think I got 3 pomegranates from this one and they all fell off of the other one. But it did put out its blooms again. It was just a weird start-stop kind of thing. My little daffodils, sometime a little bit late, guys. This hasn't grown much bigger, the clusters, but look at these little blooms. It was all full of blooms and now of course they're spent, so they're done. I do have another kind of bulb thing here. It's supposed to be amaryllis, but we'll see when it finally comes up. And then I have some Easter lilies. Hopefully they'll start coming up. I don't see them yet. This guy, I put this guy in when he was just a little tiny baby, and look how tall he is now. And he was just like the smallest thing. Actually, it was a few of them. I should have put this one facing this way, to be honest. They're facing kind of weird ways, but this guy, I'm telling you, look at this. Oh, I love it. Beautiful palm. This little guy's struggling. He does look like he's putting out some new growth though, so that's great because I do not know what happened to this. See that little green growth right there? It's a tangelo. She was healthy. Look, she has a little tangelo right there. And then it started dying off, and I had a tangerine in this spot and it died, so I don't know if it's just not a good spot for a tree. Maybe I should dig him up and move him. And he has little tangelos coming, but usually it was all green, you know, and it lost a lot of its leaves. These little guys I put in when they were about this tiny. And this is my, I think, 2nd year with them, and look at that, they're already giving me blooms, which most of the time people say it takes like 3 to 5 years, but maybe for them to be that size, they were already on their 2nd year, possibly, you know? But look at those beautiful bird of paradise. This little guy is my crown jewel. I need to take these off. We didn't get to them, so actually it might still be okay. There's one here and there's another tangerine here, but as you can see, she's loaded down with more flowers, more blooms. They're gonna start opening up, and see how pretty and green she is. She's always doing real great, and she's grown quite a bit since I put her here. And then another little bird of paradise I planted. That thing was already here, but I need to trim it. One more thing I'll show you here in the front. 2 more things real quick. This is my Frida Kahlo rose, and she's treated very poorly, poor thing, but she's already coming up with her blooms that are going to be gorgeous. Oh, they're so pretty. This guy I wanted to show you real quick. Oh, my lawn is all weeds, but anyway, the fig, and look how big she is already. I haven't even watered her yet this whole time from winter time, so I need to start doing that now because I think the water that normally comes in is no longer. That's pretty much all I have in the front that's like a flowering, eating kind of plant. So let's go back to the backyard. I might do that in the morning though, just to have better lighting. So I have several figs. They're kind of lining this patio area, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But we do have some that I had picked up. These guys I bought as twigs off of figbid.com 2 years ago. I guess this is gonna be their 3rd year. So they've grown, but not too much. This is Chicago Hardy, and they usually give me figs. So as tiny as they are, I usually get 3 or 4 figs. So hopefully this year there'll be more. This one is one that I picked up at Home Depot. It was called Magnolia Fig, which if you look up Magnolia Fig, there is no such thing. So I don't know what they refer to, but it was really tiny too. It was just like some little sticks, like little tiny thing. So she's grown and she's getting there. But again, I haven't watered these things. This is all rainwater doing. This is Peter's Honey. He is tiny. He puts out usually tons of figs for me, so he hasn't quite woken up yet. I don't know if you can see. Barely just little sticks, and I still have the little tag on there. They're so good. This is probably my favorite fig. This guy's already woken up, and I think everyone else has. Maybe the guy next door hasn't either, but what happens is they put out their leaves, they start making brebas. You know, those usually fall off or whatever happens, and then the next thing starts going. The actual crop comes in. So this is a panache tiger fig. The one I showed you guys in the front earlier is also a tiger fig. I don't think I mentioned that. And that one's like super awake, but it gets a lot more sun, I think, in the evening than these do. This guy's just starting to wake up. This is the green Isha or Ishia or Iskia. I don't know how people want to call it, but again, very much barely waking up. This is Mission. Yes, this is your black mission fig. This is your regular basic fig. Looks like I need some pruning to do because I can tell that this is super dry. It's probably dead. where like this one's starting to put out its little green. What happened with this guy is, I don't know if you saw that little leaf, he never fell asleep. He was putting out leaves this whole time through winter and everything, and I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. And so there were big leaves that I just picked off yesterday. So we'll see how it goes, because again, the whole time it's been putting out energy. You see this little green stem starting to grow. And this is Blackjack, which is totally different from a mission, a black mission, but they're very similar. I'm like trying to get this leaf, it's further back. So he's waking up, but look at this. Here he has Breba figs. I'm like, how did the fig pop out before the leaves? Look at these little guys. So Brebas, I don't get too excited because a lot of times they don't make it, they fall off, they don't really develop too great. Some figs do put out nice Brebas, but I mean, look at this. He has like so many. They're so cute. We'll see how it goes. This is, oh, this girl. I always call her girl. This is, I know it looks like a bunch of sticks right now. The Violet de Bordeaux. I don't think it's the same as the, what's the other one called? Something Negra or something. They're very similar, but Violet de Bordeaux is a fig that, this is the 4th year. Well, I pretty much got her when I first came here, so it'll be the 4th season. She never gave me figs until last year, and then there were tons, so I'm really happy to see there's already figs coming out. Her Brebas are okay, so we'll see. She's putting out figs before she's even putting out her leaves, but some leaves are over here. Actually, the leaf I showed you earlier was from her. When I showed you from this, I thought it was Blackjack, but it's not. That's actually from Violet. And then this one is this my Kadota? Yes, this is my Kadota Fig. Kadota is super hardy, always puts out tons, they always fall off. I've barely only had like a few of like the dozens and dozens she puts out every year. So as you can see the little, maybe you can't see, but there's, the sun is really harsh right now. There's a little Breba coming, but she's gonna do a lot. She always does. And then they just like don't work out for me. I don't know. I do live in California. We do get the fig wasp. It's not because of that. It's just, I don't know, something happens. So we'll see this year. I have not fertilized anything because again, I've been very lazy this year getting this started. So whenever my husband gets here, we'll fertilize, which is kind of late going, but that's okay. Ooh, what's that? Oh, a butterfly. Aw. I don't know if I can follow her around, but there she goes. It's like a monarch. Is she gonna stop here? Oh, she went to a plant way on the other side. So we'll just leave her alone. But this is improved brown turkey. What's so funny is whenever you watch fig videos or like other people who like specialize in their figs, they do not like this fig. I don't know if it's because I live in California, so we do have the fig wasps, and I have definitely seen fig wasps around here. They're super tiny. This fig is like, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if you can see, it has a big hole there. Usually it's a lot tighter. I love my brown turkey figs. The few that I've gotten, they're like as big as your hand, and they're so good. So I'm happy to see what's going on with it this year. And this is this funny one. I told you guys before, this says Turkish Fig. If you look up Turkish Fig, there's not really a thing like that. So I don't know. I already gave it a different name. I thought it was a different type, and I can't remember what it was. But maybe it's a Smyrna fig, meaning it has to be caprified. I don't know. It's a different fig. It'll give me lots of them. I don't really know how to eat them because, like, look at this one. I feel like this is the kind of fig you have to dry to eat. Like, I don't know. It's a weird fig. It tastes very earthy, even though they're really nice and big. Okay, so those guys I had bought as trees at local nurseries. My, I don't know if you remember this, guys. This dragon fruit, if I showed it to you before, it was only this bottom part, like this. Maybe a couple of little arms. This one was just this piece right here. And this one was just that bottom piece. It didn't have anything else. It was just that bottom piece. And like in less than a year, this is all it's been doing. And hopefully now it'll start making dragon fruit for me. I don't know. That's why those are 3 different types, because they have to be like cross-pollinated. So that means the flowers have to be ready at the right time or save pollen from before. And it's just the whole thing. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, she's looking great. Okay, more figs. Nasturtium that I planted one time and I never had to plant again. They just pop up all through in here all the time. I know it's so hard to see. They'll just come up all in here underneath that bougainvillea. This poor fig is all full of grass now. I gotta pull that. But look, I do not even remember what this is. This is, I got sticks from Fig Bid. It might be, I honestly don't know what it is. Again, just being watered from the rain, and look at everything it's done. So cute. This one's always super hardy, and I want to say it might be another Chicago hardy. In here, I don't remember what this little guy is. He hasn't grown much, but look, he always puts out figs for me, and I've eaten figs from it, and I don't remember right now what kind of fig it is that comes up from there, but that's okay. This one over here is a Violet de Bordeaux that was growing at the very base of the other violet, and I felt bad to throw it away, so I put it in here, and she actually grew, so there we go. Another just cutting of Dragonfruit that is doing its thing. We'll leave that one alone. Again, fig sticks from Fig Bid. you know, they're written on them. I've lost the little notes because, you know, by the time they root, I was so like doing all that kind of stuff where you put them in a bag and you get them to root. I was just like, forget it. So I don't remember the names of these, which is not great, but I don't sell my figs or I don't sell my cuttings, so it doesn't really matter. I just enjoy them, as do the rats that run along here. Now, I've never seen them, but my neighbor says that they're always out and they will take your figs. It's really annoying. But there we go. This little guy has his prettiness, and the names are written on them, but I think that long since has come off. I know a few of these are MBVS. I already forgot what that stands for right now because I'm not in fig mode, but look at these little guys. They're all waking up. They've grown so much. I mean, this just so pretty. Yeah, lots of figs. And then this little guy. And these are like shamrocks or whatever. It's purple shamrock. It comes back every year, and it's like a bulb at the very base of it. It's kind of a weird, interesting plant, and so it has little flowers coming up. There's one on the other side. Another little piece of dragon fruit that I just stuck in there, another piece of dragon fruit. This is a papaya that has been there for 2 years now, and she's very slow growing. This will be the full second year, so we'll see what happens with her. This fig actually came near my mom's house. My mom's neighbor had a really nice, basically black mission, and so I cut a piece. I had my dad, he cut me a little switch, and it has grown this whole piece here, plus that in the off season. They just start growing. These guys I pulled from one of my citrus, and I don't know how they're gonna do, but this is a really just beautiful gladiola that I had actually gotten from the Dollar Tree, and every year they've come back stronger and stronger, of course, because they always make more and more bulbs. But just yesterday I pulled them out from where they were because they were in with one of my little citrus, I'll show you in a minute, and it was like choking the life out of the citrus last year. My poor tree almost died. It was just not good because this thing was taking up all the sunlight and the space, you know, in the dirt. So there's that. Okay, nothing going here. I'm not even going to show you. It's just an empty raised bed that I made long ago. I did put some fun things in there. Nasturtium just started growing in there on its own for some reason. And then a little dragon fruit cutting. Now I want you guys to see this passion fruit. If you watch my videos from the years past, you'll know that, maybe you'll know, this was a little tiny passion fruit twig. It was like this long, and it took like 6 months to root, and I had it in its own little pot, and then I put it over near my other passion fruits, and then I was like, finally when it seemed like it started rooting, I put it in the ground last, yeah, I guess last spring. So in a year, and I'm sorry, I know you can't see what's going on, it grew all of this. It's given me several passion fruits. The poor thing, I have to do this better, but it's starting to, I think it's gonna want to climb up my palm tree, which is fine, I don't care, let it, because what happens is when they're ready, they fall off the vine. Which actually leads me to remember, I was gonna do this video the other day, and I saw this little passion fruit down here, and I left it there, and nothing has eaten it, because it's really hard. And they're so good. My kids are gonna be super excited about this. And then I saw a new one right there. So I don't think I have any flowers to show you guys right now, but I'm so blown away because whenever people say, oh yeah, no, they take root and then like the thing goes, seriously, it was this long. It was about 6 inches long, if you guys remember. And look at this. In 1 year, it's given me fruit, it's given me flowers. Obviously the flowers are beautiful just to look at for the day because they're only open for 1 day. And I cannot believe it's going, and then I keep chopping it from the back because obviously that's the city side of the fence, and so I just cut it. But anyway, sweet lime doing great. She's putting out her little sweet limes. Some of those are probably ready. We're getting some new flowers. Her leaves have had some issues. I don't know if you can see, some of them are curled up, but she's doing fine, and it might be leaf curl like from a little buggy, the leaf miner, but she's doing okay. This guy got really stunted when I potted her, basically when I planted her from the pot to the ground. But now I see, look at all these little flowers are getting ready to go, and she's putting out some more leaves. She dropped all her leaves. She looked like so sad, but look at all these new leaves that are coming in and all the new flowers It's an Oro Blanco grapefruit. And back there, I have some sugar cane I got from my dad's house back in the Central Valley, and it's growing, so we'll see. I have no idea what happened here, so I'm gonna have to pull all those weeds. Really a bummer. This is a little Eureka Lemon that I got from Walmart for $13 on clearance because she looks so bad. Nursed her back to health, and this thing is always popping off. Like now, honestly, she's been in the ground for about 2 years, and now it's like I don't even water her. You just let the sprinklers water it whenever the sprinklers go off, like during the season. Other than that, it was rainwater, right? And she is, I don't know if you can see all the different, I mean, she's just loaded down with lemons, and then new ones showing up. So she's always great. This little bear's lime has taken its time to, actually it's not a bear's lime, it's a Mexican lime, I think. But there's some little limes here and there. I don't know if you can see, there's one right there, there's one right here. Flowers are coming up. She has lost and made her leaves like at least 6 times. Like, I don't know, she's struggling, but she's getting there. There's a ton of flowers, I don't know if you can see. So of course, you know, some of those will drop off, but I'm hoping this is the year. All right, let's go see some of the citrus on the other side of the yard. So other than a red bucket being here for no reason, let's see this. Oh, and look at, that's what's taking my little flowers over there. They're so pretty. I mean, I think they're prettier today than just the other day, because I think the nectarine opened up more. But anyway, oh, and then I have the that, see how that, isn't that interesting? That is also there's 2 different passion fruit, and they look so sad compared to the ones that are in the ground, because these guys are growing out of those big pots you see. And yes, I gotta do some weeding under there, but we'll see when that happens. A new fence. But they'll come back, they'll be fine. This is a ooh, I want to say Dancy, but no, honey. Okay, so it's a dwarf mandarin, honey mandarin, and yeah, she lost her leaves, but they're coming back. And this happens, this should be an evergreen, right? Citrus, they just stay green, but they're in the pot. They, you know, I still haven't done what they need, but look at all these tangerines that she has. Beautiful. So they're just gonna keep growing, and hopefully I'll get her what she needs. This is a pink lemonade lemon. It's basically, I think it's a Meyer lemon. No, it's not a Meyer lemon. It's a Eureka lemon, right? Like a modified Eureka Lemon or whatever. Basically somebody found a sport and it grew or whatever, and then they started growing these pink lemonades off of that one. I should probably take this in, actually. Now I think it's ready. It doesn't even have the striation anymore because it's so ripe. I'm walking around with this guy in my hand. It's always looking bad. I don't know, and I don't know if it's because it's a hybrid or, I don't even know if you want to call it a hybrid. It's just a special lemon. She always looks horrible, but she'll start doing her little leaves. She puts out so many flowers, like you see these little flowers are getting ready, and then they just fall off. And you know, right now this is the first lemon actually I've gotten from this, and this will be, I think it's third year. This is a calamondin, which I need to fertilize, because all these little calamondins, they should be bigger. They usually are a little bit bigger. Right now they are tiny, and she's starting her next season, so I don't know if you can see, there's like little tiny buds, little flowers here and there. Oh, gross. When I say gross, I don't even know if you can see it. Let me see if I can get the camera in here. It'll be hard to do. That right there, this disgusting thing is, what's that stuff called? Scale. So I need to pick those off. There's 3 of them there. That's the only ones I see, but they're disgusting. They look like barnacles, you guys, like straight up barnacles. Anyway, so there's that. Some fun little plants here and there. I know the sun right now is not ideal. This little guy grew over the winter and did my little flower. It's that winter cactus or whatever. And this is my Meyer Lemon, who is a champ. She's always putting out tons of lemons. I am so sorry that the sun is so harsh right now. I don't know how else to get this shot. But she looks horrible always, and then puts out so many lemons, so I feel so bad, but that's all right. So she has some lemons here for us. They're great in drinks. They're great for recipes. Love that. Let me, okay, so you'll have to forgive the way this looks. My neighbor had his trees cut, and I don't know if you see, these trees are ridiculous. So anyway, when I said when they cut them on my side, can you make sure they don't drop branches over here? Because I have these little trees that, you know, they can get damaged. So I guess they did their best, but I can still see that there's stuff here. Ugh. So look at this little guy. This is my little lemon guayaba. And it puts out tons of lemon guayabas, and they're so cute. I got this at Home Depot. It's grown quite a bit. I got it last season, and it's just been putting out guayabas ever since. So right now is not the season, or it's not awake yet, so that's fine. They'll come back later. This is my little ice cream bean. Do you guys remember this guy? He was a little twig. I gave the other one to my dad, but this is the one that I finally put in the ground. The Santa Ana winds destroyed this whole area of him, and I don't know, because he hasn't grown any taller since last year, so I think that might have stunted its growth, because that's what I hear. You're not supposed to cut from the top, you're supposed to just trim it from the sides. And the Santa Ana winds basically destroyed my baby, so we will see if it actually makes me any ice cream beans. It might just be here for shade, it might not do what it's supposed to do. But let me see his little trunk. He's gotten a lot bigger. That's his little trunk right there. So we'll see. There's a bougainvillea that you can never kill. It's coming back. We'll see, you know. There's some little succulents in there. Oh, this is a longan. Poor thing. This little longan, this little bunch of them have been on here for like a year. So we'll see if they ever do what they need to do. But hopefully it keeps growing. We'll see. I don't know if I'll ever put that in the ground because the longan is a huge tree. So is the ice cream bean. But we'll get there. We'll see when we get there, I guess. This is a Mexican guayaba. And this one's very persnickety. She's grown a lot, but she hasn't really given me a lot of guayabas yet, so we'll see. Sometimes it has to do with the temperatures and everything else. Cute little, is that honeysuckle? What's it called? That yellow plant back there? I put it in the ground a couple years ago, so now it's finally doing its thing and vining and everything. And then this is the Malaysian Guayaba, which are really cool. They're so pink and pretty on the inside. I did get a few of them that were held over like winter time, and then they finally ripened just like last week, a couple weeks ago. And they're very much what you would think of a guayaba. I don't know how to explain that, but very typical. I don't know. This little guy, ooh, is my Algier. Well, it says Clementine Tangerine, which is interesting because it's an Algier. But anyway, it's the kind of tangerine you would get like if you buy like halos or those kind of things, basically. So I do have one ripening here, and then a ton of little flowers showing up. Lots of new growth. You can see how sweet and tender this is, like nice and light green compared to like some of the older leaves. So pretty, all that new growth, so I'm happy to see her. This is Amiwa Kumquat, and she was so tiny. It was only like, I'm not kidding, like the smallest little sprig when I bought her for like, what, 30-40 bucks? Because Miwas, you know, they're hard to come by, I guess. And so now it's grown a lot. She puts out flowers, sometimes they fall off, but I have had some Miwas, but right now she's just waking up. This is the guy that was hurting so bad. I don't remember if this is the Fortunata one or what kind of kumquat this is, but they are yummy, and there are my little fruits. I am so sorry about the lighting right now, but there's, you know, they're showing up, and all this, look at it. I mean, everything, I don't know if you can see, I just chopped her back so badly because that gladiolas, they were all back here, and they would just shade it out and they like encroach on it, so I cut them back because I'd rather have this than the gladiolas. But you know, she did what she had to do. Obviously you can see how it's growing more this way because back there it was a nightmare, so I pulled them all out just the other day. I should have done it earlier, but I forgot. So hopefully she'll come back. My blueberries have totally woken up. They're already making blueberries, as you can see there. This one, I think there's a third or fourth year. I had some other ones that died on me, so I don't know. But these two are champs. It's a high bush, and then, oh, this one's a fancier name. I can't remember. This is a high bush one from Home Depot that I bought years ago also. And this one's doing great, even though she looks not as pretty as like this one. But they're doing great. Strawberries apparently are coming back from years before. I don't even do anything with these guys. And then they've planted themselves in the ground here and there. These things that you see are definitely from palms whenever they drop their little berries or whatever. So annoying, look at this. And they dig into the ground so deep, it's like, oh. And the problem was that we didn't have our palm trees trimmed when we were supposed to, or at least the people who bought the house before us or had the house before us. So now we keep them trimmed so none of those things fall because they're super annoying. If I can show you maybe. So like you see that new growth, that's fine. Those are palm fronds or whatever, but the ones that look like baskets, like I feel like that last one has one coming up. That's what you want to get rid of pretty quick, because once they start falling, they start growing. It's really annoying. I think that's it, guys. Is that everything? I think that's everything. And I'm so sorry that I came out here during this time. I thought it would look nicer, but it looks pretty bad. And then I mowed the lawn, so that's another thing. But there's my yard kale again and all that stuff back there. So yeah, I'm gonna get these guys fertilized, though they look not great. They look not so happy. But when they put out so many, I mean, I'm getting passion fruit all the time, and then they just fall down or I pick them off. It just depends. And they keep going, so we'll see how it does this season. All right, guys, I think that's it. I'm so happy with my little These are so pretty. Let's take another look at them today just to see if they're getting any bigger. Remember how we saw that there was like little, yeah, look. I don't know if you can see this guy, which one, this one right here. I don't know if you remember, I showed you this specific one, and look how it wears like a little skirt. The flower has to fall off, but it's like a little skirt. He's so much bigger than just, you know, 2 or 3 days ago whenever I filmed last. But yeah, so the flower ends up, you know, it has its blossom, it dies off, the inside hopefully got fertilized, and then, oh yeah, look at this one. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see that one. And then his little skirt from the flower needs to, I guess I could pick it off, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, so hopefully they'll stay on, we'll see. All right guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna take this inside and my kids are gonna fight over it since there's only one. Actually, I'm joking. They're very good at sharing. They understand that. All right, guys, I'll see you at the next one. Bye now. I finished editing the video. I haven't even started, so I just want to show you my landscaper that usually does my palms. You know, big tall palms I have in the back that I showed you guys. Came by, and actually I was doing a live video at the time, and he's like, "Oh, your landscape needs some freshening up." So he came and did it. I allowed them to do that. So he did the front, and look how pretty it looks right now. Even Frida, she has bloomed. She's so happy. I mean, I'm telling you, it's all weeds. That's why I'm like, oh, it's so bad. But just want to show you this beautiful flower. I think I showed you guys in the video that they had a bud, and there she is, and she's getting a lot more pink. She starts out a little more yellow kind of towards the base and orangey, and then the pink, and then she gets more and more pink and red, and then she ends up really kind of red by the time she's gonna just be done. But I just thought it was funny. I'm like, oh, I should have waited for this guy to come and show you guys the lawn a little better. And you know, I'll probably show you the backyard then in a wide angle shot, sorry. Because they, I mean, look, they trim my palms even better than normal. Oh my goodness, you guys, yeah, I had to show this off. Okay, yeah, these tomato cages just kind of thrown around, but the gentleman that came to do the work, you guys saw what this looked like. They even took the weeds out of my little pot. So I mean, it's just, I don't even know what to say. It looks so great right now. So yeah, actually maybe I will put some things in those raised beds now. Half the work and the reason I didn't do veggies this time around was because of that. I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna pull all those weeds out. I did have a lot of nasturtium under that bougainvillea, if you guys remember, and they kind of got rid of them, but there's plenty of seeds in the ground there. I'm sure they'll come back real soon, so I'm not too worried about it. But look at this. I mean, you guys saw the grass was growing in there, and so, you know, I'm sure everything looks much better and healthier over there in that area. So yeah, I just wanted to show it off a little bit, because now the rest is maintenance. I have to maintain it here, and like I said, my husband will be home soon, so usually we do the yard work together. Oh, a little, I'm telling you, lizards love it here. Hey, little lizard. And some little birdies are having fun over there. I'm sure some stuff got unearthed right now that they took care of all this. And again, hand pulled. They were here from 7:30 until about 2:30. Yeah, so all right guys, thanks for watching, and big thank you to these guys. I mean, I was just like, thank you. Looking great. All right guys, I'll see you at the next one. Hey guys, I was a very bad girl and did not edit the video in the spring how I was going to at the beginning of the spring. So now, you know, my nectarine, my peach has done their thing. We've eaten them. They were delicious. They were like little guys because I don't have the heart to, you know, cull them. So I just left what was there. But this is another peach that's going to be probably an August bloomer. I don't know what's going on with this, like that ring. I don't like that. I might take those off. But they get a little bigger than that, and they were so good as far as this variety. So that is our August variety, I guess, that is going to be hopefully finishing up soon, or ripening. This little sad guy, I'm going to show you what this looks like when it's in the ground. Again, I don't remember what I said at the beginning of the video, because I've been doing this every season. I try to show you guys a little something, but and then I filmed so long ago. These guys are in pots. I know I haven't weeded the pots, but one's going one way, one's going the other, and it looks really sad, but it's still putting out his little fruit. You know, she has another one over here, a little guy that took, so it's just starting to grow. This one bloomed probably a couple days ago. I don't know if you can see it, the little green bulb that's in there is blooming, or is taking. This one probably didn't take, I don't think, because you can tell because it's yellow already. There's another one from the other variety coming this way, and there's a little passion fruit there. So that's what this is, passion fruit. Sorry if I didn't mention that. Again, I don't know what I said at the beginning of this season. What I want to show you is, of course, my little guayabas over here. This is the lemon guayaba. She's been putting out blooms, putting them out, you know. It's because she's getting totally shady. These are the little guayabas there. they'll make a little flower and hopefully they'll hold on. There are a ton of them. Like if you look everywhere, there are a ton. And she keeps them. Like she does a really good job. My ice cream bean, I don't know what it looked like earlier in the video, but she has taken off. Oh my goodness, look at this. And even from last week, I was showing my husband this right here. That means she's gonna make her little ice cream beans. So that is a flower, I don't know what to call it because I don't know if it puts out pollen. I've been trying to read more about it, like nobody knows. Oh look, there's an animal helping me right now. I was like, I don't know how she's gonna get pollinated, but there's something. What is that? Was it a bee? It's a bee. Oh my gosh, she's in there. Awesome, perfect, wonderful, yes. So that's the first time, so hopefully I'll have ice cream beans. Look at the bee doing her work. Okay, or his work, anyway, doing the work. Even that, I showed my husband the other week, I was like, oh, I think this is the first time we're gonna get fruit. And that thing has gone like another foot up since I showed it to him, because I was down here. I remember showing it to him like right here. So she is doing really great. Ice cream bean, that is her trunk there. I mean, amazing. Again, I grew it for seed. This is the longan, and I don't know how it looked at the beginning of the season or when I showed you guys, but she is putting out baskets and baskets of fruit. It's really on this one side that took off. This other side isn't taking off. I don't know if I should trim it back, because this one, if I flex it, it's soft, but this one did give me a crunch, so I have a feeling this one's dry and probably dead, so maybe I'll take that off and leave the other one. These guys are, you know, they're getting there. The guayaba is getting taller. This guayaba. This is Mexican guayaba, I think it was what it was called. This one is the Malaysian type, and I don't know if you can see in there, a couple of guayabas. She does hold on to them. She's a very slow riper, ripening fruit. Just takes forever. So hopefully this year, if it's more established, it'll be a little faster. Like you can see, this one probably didn't take. It's just there, but yeah, it's gone. And then this guy will make me plenty of flowers and drops them all. So I can see she's on the bout of making me more flowers. Where are they? They're like these little tiny green bulbs, and then just like I showed you on the lemon guayaba. Yeah, they're not quite there yet. But I just wanted to show you that. And the other thing I want to show you is the dragon fruit. Of course, the citrus is going. I don't know if you remember what this might have looked like, but it was just a little piece of cactus that I put in there, a succulent, and it's completely just like cascaded out of there. So that's super fast growing. And now I have not kept up on weeding. Blueberries already came and gone. There's a few little stragglers here, but the kids ate those up. Kumquats looking really great. That is actually from like the spring, so the ones that are going to start blooming or start coming in are going to be for winter. And you can see if you look really close, there's like little tiny bulbs there. So those are the ones that are going to bloom for me next and then ripen up usually by the winter. The Amiwa, she looked like a little twig. I don't know if you remember her. Just last week, she made her blooms a couple weeks ago, and then she had the tiniest fruit. And literally, it's been really warm and gross. For us, warm and gross is like in the 80s, and it's humid, and they just started plumping up. So that's really nice. This little kumquat has seen better days. She started dying on me, and so I trimmed her back real hard, and it came back. But we'll see, because it looks like a lot of leaf miner. Even though leaf miner won't kill the plant, it's just not great. Little figs all everywhere, even on these little plants that I have here. I've had them for like 3 years in these little pots. This begonia came back. I thought it died, and then it started making like a little greenery, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And so there she is with her beautiful flowers. This little guy has seen better days, but he's still there, coming back. I don't even know what it's called. But the figs are doing their thing. So our little tiger panache, whatever fig. This little guy is Peter's honey, and it is so sweet, and it stays so small, and she's having such a hard time. So finally, I don't know what happened, something happened, she got some greenery. She looked just like this most of the time, really bad. I know it's probably hard to see, guys, sorry, because the sun. But she's putting out another little greenery in here, which is what we need. So hopefully this time it'll stay. Having a hard time. Greenisha is putting out a few very slowly. Every year she's giving me like 1, 2. This is our 3rd or 4th year with her, and now she has like 6. So we'll see if she holds on to them. Black Mission never has really given me any, so hopefully this year it'll stay. These that you see here are actually from the Violet de Bordeaux, and she went gangbusters last year. So hopefully, again, she just makes a ton of smaller figs. This is Blackjack or something like that, which again always fall off. I don't know what his issue is, but these two do not like being here. This is Kadota And Kadota always makes a ton and then drops them all, but these look like they're gonna stay, so that's really great. Black, oh no, brown turkey. My goodness. I know, I'm sorry, this is like the worst time to film. Oh, there goes one. It was ripe. It fell. I'll get it in a little while. Let me see if I can get some sunlight on these. So this is apparently the most hated fig in like fig world, but I live in California, so I have the fig wasp, so I think that makes my brown turkeys different because it's the way that it's supposed to taste, not like some weird thing that didn't get the fig wasp. This is just some weird fig that I picked up at Lowe's, and again it just said Turkish fig, which if you look up Turkish fig, that's not a thing, but she has been doing some good stuff this year, so really enjoying what's coming off of that. Look at this. I've been putting these things on Instagram, guys. It's my dragon fruit. This is the second flower we've had, but the first one that probably got pollinated right because it is probably more of a domesticated dragon fruit, where the one that first bloomed was a specialty one that I had picked up at an exotic nursery, and it has to have like another dragon fruit to pollinate it, and I didn't have that at the time. So the first flower came out, it was amazing, huge. This guy, we still use pollen from that first one. I saved it, I put it in the freezer, just shook it down a little bit and put it on there. So that probably helped. On top of that, it's domesticated. That's what I'm calling it, I don't know. This guy bloomed last night, you guys. I'm sorry, I don't know why I didn't think to come out here, but I'll include an image like right now. Okay, so again, amazing fruit. I mean, look at this. And this is the third variety than the other one. So it looks different from the bottom there. This guy, these two bulbs, and these guys just came out like last week. Look how huge they are already. Are the same as this guy. So you'll see, they look different, right? Like even just a little bud. And the first one we had that came from the exotic nursery was completely different looking. It was amazing. So looking forward to those hanging on, having some dragon fruit. Of course, all the little figs here that I bought from fig cuttings or twig cuttings, and pieces of dragon fruit that are now long enough to do their own thing, that I've just, pieces that have fallen off of the other ones that I have back there are taken off, doing their own thing. So I figure since I haven't edited that video, I will edit it, and I'll just include some little update, right? I don't know, it's an update. Oh, this is the other passion fruit. My goodness, you guys. Look at this thing. She's gonna wrap around that tree for sure. There is just fruit everywhere if you really look. Sorry. Oh, there we go. These guys are ripening. Those are still green. Tons of green. I mean, just ridiculous amounts of passion fruits. And this one is in the ground. And this is just one that I had the smallest cutting. It was probably like 6 inches long when it finally, I got it to root. And I mean, I don't know if you can see everywhere. She's flowering. She's making fruit. She's always growing. Like, just ridiculous. So that's where she actually comes from. And I don't know if you can see the stem there or whatever it is. I don't know if it's called a stem because it's a vine, but there it is, and ridiculous. And I don't do anything different with this one than the one in the pot. It's just that it grows really well. Beautiful passion fruits there. In the ground, of course. And then a bougainvillea that I cannot get rid of. Oh my gosh, we were always cutting it back. It took over the sugar cane that was there. And now it's kind of trying to get in here with my passion fruit too, so I need to cut that back. But got our sweet limes, we already ate them, all those kind of things. Just want to share with you guys this one. Oh my gosh, every day we're bringing in like 6, 7, 8 passion fruits to just munch on, and it's been great. The kids love it. All right guys, well, thanks for watching. I'll try to get this edited and hopefully it won't be winter time by the time you see it. All right guys, bye now.